Hey everyone, and thanks for jumping back into the cryptoverse. Today we're going to talk about Avalanche. We're going to be discussing the implications of a potential breakout. If you guys like the content, make sure you subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up, and also check out the Telegram channel, which you can find a link to in the description below. Now, it's been a few months since we spoke about Avalanche. It went on a pretty crazy run a few months ago, and we more or less saw the token go from a few dollars. It had a pretty major move up to around $12, and then another continuation that took it all the way up to just over $60. Now, similar to a lot of other cryptocurrencies, we've seen it go into this long consolidation phase, okay? And this one looks a little bit different than some of the other ones we follow. You can see that it had this major blow off top there in the short term. This was a pretty impressive move. I mean, we're talking about a modest 2,100, 2,200% from late December through the middle of February. Following this, we saw it come back down. So the price came back down. We dropped about 64%. But again, it might seem strange to people in the cryptoverse, if you're new to the cryptoverse, to see 65, 70% dumps. But if history is any indication, as we always discuss, we've seen the exact same thing happen with Ethereum in prior market cycles. Okay, so let's just go take a look really quick at Ethereum. So if you're new to crypto, you'll know what I'm talking about. We're gonna switch this over to the weekly time frame, and we're gonna zoom out a little bit here. So, Ethereum during the last cycle had these long phases of consolidation. And honestly, they did not always break out in the short term. I mean, we're looking at about 2 months, 2.5 months so far. For those who are getting impatient, remember the last cycle, we had to wait about a year before Ethereum had another move. And while it might not seem like a major correction when you look at the grand scheme of the last bull market, from this peak here down to the bottom, this was a 73% move. Okay, this move here down to this bottom was around 52%. We also had a correction here with Ethereum that took us down around 65 or 67%, and so on and so forth. So we know that these things are possible even in a bull market. What is interesting is just like we saw Ethereum do many times during the last cycle, where it held support on the bull market support band, which again is a combination of the 20-week SMA and the 21-week EMA, except for right here, you can see Ethereum held support in that area. And in this area, if you look at Avalanche and we switch this over to the weekly time frame, we can see where we currently are. And you look at the bull market support band, where did we go to? We went straight to our bull market support band, just like a lot of cryptos are doing. We've seen this happen with tons of different cryptocurrencies that go back to that bull market support band. Again, the 20-week SMA and the 21-week EMA. If you're curious where that currently is for Avalanche, to understand the potential downside risk at the very minimum in the event of a Bitcoin dump, we'd be looking at around $23.65 up to around, or actually $23 up to around $24. So that would be the downside risk. The reason I'm bringing up Avalanche today is because, similar to ADA, we follow ADA a lot. ADA had been moving back up to sort of this sort of short-term top it had been to, and we recently just broke through it. And then we go look at Avalanche, and we can sort of see, it's doing something similar, right? It came up to $40 here, came up to $40 here, and again, we're at least on approach to $40. Now, we know how altcoins behave. They'll run as long as Bitcoin is behaving, but the minute Bitcoin decides to start misbehaving, the altcoins, they sort of like hold on and they look around and like, is the coast clear? And if Bitcoin doesn't dump, then a lot of times they can continue to move. We're seeing that with a lot of different altcoins. So ADA recently had this breakout after moving up several times, and so I'm just looking at it with Avalanche as well, and speculating that, hey, I mean, maybe on this approach we'll break through just like ADA did. Now, you should know that the prior all-time high for Avalanche is around $62, $63. Depends on what exchange you're using. And in order for us to get there, the valuation of Avalanche, we need to go up another modest 67%. That'd be a 67% move for us to get there. Now, if you look at the top coins, Avalanche is all the way down here at number 38. Okay, and it's coming in hot at around $36. It's up about 32% on the week. A lot of coins are up on the week. I mean, you can see a lot of these coins are up significantly on the week. So hopefully we'll see Avalanche sort of climb the ranks a little bit And I think it's also important not only to look at, say, like the Avalanche USD valuation, but also go look at the Avalanche Bitcoin valuation. And we can see very similar patterns between, say, Avalanche Bitcoin and Polkadot Bitcoin, and Ethereum Bitcoin. If you look at Avalanche, you can see it launched in September, around there, and bled in Q4 like a lot of cryptos did against Bitcoin. Then in January, it made that move up back to where it previously launched from. It then had a breakout from this point, and then it came back down and consolidated at the prior local top. That's where we've sort of been bouncing off. If we were to actually put on the weekly time frame, you can see it was just straight red for a while against Bitcoin. Then January came, and as we said, we expected, everything changed, and then we're sort of back in a consolidation mode. And then if you look at the valuation of Avalanche against Ether, it actually looks somewhat similar. So despite the fact that Ethereum was pumping in January, Avalanche was actually pumping against Ether, which is pretty impressive. From the bottom of this candle, it went up around 431% if we just go to the candle bottom to candle top. Since then, it has bled, and I'm just looking at it because, okay, we're sort of at the same area where we had some level of hesitation back over in January. Okay, that's where we currently are. I think a lot of the future direction of Avalanche in the short term will obviously depend on Bitcoin's price stability. Remember, if Ethereum is putting in new all-time highs every single day, then it makes it harder for altcoins to make sustained moves. But if Bitcoin is relatively calm and Ethereum is sort of holding the line, maybe not super far into price discovery, but it's sort of chilling for a while, then you'll see a little bit more confidence probably come to some of these altcoins. So let's keep an eye on Avalanche. We'll see if it can, and it still has a ways to go, I think, to have a decisive break of this, this channel that we've been in. Let's see if it can close above $41. We can get daily closes above $41. And if we do, then maybe we'll be off to the races, heading back up to the prior all-time high. If you guys like the content, make sure you subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up, and also check out the Telegram channel, which you can find a link to in the description below. Remember to check out the bull market sale on the premium list. You can find a link to that in the description below as well. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.